Okay, it's day 10. Chris and I are 1/10 of the way through our 100-day health and fitness challenge. I can do this 9 more times, maybe. On the schedule for day 10 was swimming at the local Jewish community center. We had an instructor, Todd Landwehr, which is just a fabulous name for a swimming instructor. He was a great coach and super helpful, but I have a complicated relationship with swimming. I grew up in pools and swimming in the ocean, so I know how to swim, but I've never found it particularly enjoyable, partly for mental health reasons. Whenever I'm swimming, I always feel a little bit nauseated, and I also get super concerned about bacterial contamination in the pool, even though that's totally irrational. I mean, there was obviously plenty of chlorine in this pool, just look at my eyes. But I was there and I was ready to learn, and whenever I started to get anxious, I would just tell myself, well, this isn't rock climbing. We started out with our front crawls, and then Todd gave us advice on breathing and kicking. We also worked on our breaststrokes. Todd explained that many swimmers actually do this stroke out of order. The correct method is pull, breathe, kick, then glide. It took us a few tries to get it right. And finally, Chris and I were ready to race with our newfound freestyle and breaststroke skills.
Take your marks. Set. Go.
I just want to emphasize again that 100 days is not a competition between Chris and me, and I know it's not a competition because Chris always wins. I would argue it's actually a gift to the audience that I wasn't willing to go full Speedo to win this one. Also, for the record, neither of us is a winner when it comes to high fives. Swimming was a pretty grueling workout, so maybe it wasn't a coincidence that both Chris and I used that day as our weekly non-tracking day, or cheat day. For Chris, that meant a couple extra beers on the golf course, and for me, it meant Twix bars, and yes, that's plural. I did manage to eat a lot of nutritious food on day 10, like I think our dietitian Kim would have given me credit for these fruits and vegetables, but I had a lot of Twix bars. I ended up paying for this overindulgence during our day 11 training session with Laura. Chris and I both made bad choices yesterday, so today's workout is gonna suck. And I'm kinda down in the dumps a little bit, but we're gonna do our best. At least we're wearing matching t-shirts. All right, Laura, we're ready.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Be gentle.
Okay.
The workout was mostly enjoyable. Like, I learned that I truly love boxing.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't need to uppercut. Don't need to uppercut.
Just felt good.
Get out something that stretched you out this week. Oh. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo!
That was great. I could hit that thing all day. I also relearned that I do not love squats and lunges, and in fact, nor do they love me. These are just not my most beautiful angles.
All right, sit.
Now, I know that I said I truly love boxing, and I do, but love is not always simple and uncomplicated. Sometimes it involves dry heaving. I'm okay. Oh, it's the candy. If I hadn't had the candy, I'd be fine. But that aside, this was a pretty great day, and after my disappointing non-tracking day, I was able to get my nutrition back in order. Look at all these fruits and vegetables I ate. And the Starbucks breakfast sandwich, but no regrets, it was delicious. Day 12 and 13 were both self-directed exercise days, which in my case meant running 4 miles each day, and in Chris's case meant 2 rounds of golf. And then day 14 was a rest day, which for me meant resting, and for Chris meant a round of golf. So week 2 of 100 days is now over, and mostly it's been great. My biggest challenge so far is with the diet stuff. Like, if I wake up in the morning and I know what I'm gonna be eating all day, the diet feels totally doable and sustainable. Honestly, it doesn't feel like a diet, it just feels like eating. But when I don't know what I'm gonna eat and I have to kind of plan on the fly, it starts to get difficult and I'm more likely to eat way too much at night. And exercise-wise, this was a pretty fun week. I really enjoyed cycling with Chris. I'm never gonna love swimming, which may make it seem like a bit of a disappointment, but it reminded me of something Aaron Carroll told me when we started this whole thing.
And if you can find, over the course of this, something that you enjoy and that you'd sustain over the long term, that's a win. That's what you need.
I enjoyed many of the swimming parts of swimming, but I also have to acknowledge that it's a source of anxiety for me, so I think I can cross it off my list for the future. But this week, I also found one exercise I love: boxing. And that's a surprising development for me because I've never actually hit another person. Back in like 6th grade, I was sometimes made to hit myself, and that wasn't fun, but boxing is. And then there's meditation, which has been going okay. I'm still not that enthusiastic about meditating, and that's one of the things I haven't done every day. There have been several days that I skipped meditation. I'm doing guided meditation, and one of the focuses is on letting thoughts that you have pass across your consciousness like clouds or like cars going along a road that you're standing at the side of. That's very hard for me to do practically. On a minute-by-minute basis, not just when I'm meditating, but all the time, it is extremely hard for me not to get in the car with my thoughts. And in fact, to be totally honest, I'm not even sure I can control whether I get into the car. So that's my big concern about meditation, but I'm still trying to work it. As for Chris, I think week 2 has been mostly good for him. I think he's able to get through the exercise stuff a lot easier than I am because he's fitter than I am and has a base level of fitness that goes back to when he was like 12. I think some of the diet stuff has been hard for him. Like on Wednesday, I know that he drank significantly more than the 2 alcoholic drinks we're allowed to have per day. But we're definitely both making much better nutritional choices than we were before 100 days. And really, the point of this is to do something that's sustainable for you. And I think when it comes to diet, both Chris and I are still trying to learn what's sustainable for us. Last thing, by the way, me from the future here, hello. On day 100, Chris and I will be participating in a 10-kilometer race alongside some of the people you'll be meeting over the course of this show. So I'm going to be training for that. If you've been following along with us, I'd encourage you to find a local race sometime around day 100. There are tons of them all over the US and in many other countries. Many of these races benefit awesome causes. If you've decided to do one, please head over to the community tab and let us know about it. We'll talk about training and raising money for charity. And by the way, if you want to sponsor us on our 10-kilometer race, you can do so. There is a link in the video info below to learn more. Also, for those of you who effectively meal plan, I'm really interested in your advice, so let's start a discussion on that as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on day 15.
Okay.
Is that what Kevin Spacey says in American Beauty? I just want to look good naked.
Yeah. Sad though. Remember, that's a sad movie, not a happy movie.